Alright guys, this is going to be a very quick tutorial on how to install the 7 Days to Die mod launcher. If you'll follow along with me here, we're going to go through the process of downloading the mod launcher, installing the mod launcher, and even using the mod launcher. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open our Google Chrome. Now you can use any web browser that you choose, but for us we're going to use Google Chrome here. I'm actually doing this inside a virtual workstation, so it may take a bit longer for this to come up than normal. Yours should come up fairly quickly depending on your internet connection. And the first thing we want to do is we just want to Google 7 Days to Die mod launcher, and we'll hit enter. Of course, I did not spell 7 Days to Die correctly, but it should still find it. Here we go, 7 Days to Die mod launcher. Now, it is at the .org website, so obviously this is not something that they are charging for. This is a project of love, so to speak. Someone who really enjoys 7 Days to Die wanted this to be available to everyone, so they made a mod launcher to allow it to be much easier for us to launch mods without having to go through a lot of configuration, or more so than normal. So very easily, when it comes up here, you'll see there up in the upper right hand corner there's a download 7 Days to Die mod launcher. Just click on that and you may get a notification that the file type could harm your computer. Just tell it keep, and it's going to go ahead and download your mod launcher to your current downloads directory. Now that could be wherever you've got set up in your system, but for me it's my downloads directory. And for Google Chrome, I can just click on the 7 Days to Die launcher application down here at the bottom, and it will start the installer for the 7 Days to Die mod launcher. We'll wait a moment for that to come up. In the meantime, we're going to minimize our Google Chrome so you guys can see what's happening here. It's verifying the application requirements. It's going to come up in a moment with the install screen. Here we go. So now it's saying that the publisher cannot be verified. That's not uncommon with publishers like this who are doing something just out of love for it. Do not worry, this is not a virus infected file. As long as you've downloaded it from the 7 Days to Die launcher.org site, everything should be good to go. So just go ahead and click on install. Now you'll notice that I got an error message on here. This is also not uncommon. If you do not have the .NET framework installed, this particular software requires the .NET framework to be installed for you to be able to utilize it. So therefore, we need to get our .NET framework updated to the 4.7.1 version. I'm going to do that, and I will be right back. Alright guys, we are back. We have installed the Microsoft .NET Framework 4.7.1 as requested by the 7 Days to Die mod launcher. If you do not have that installed on your system, if you get the same message that I did, you can just go out and Google .NET 4.7.1 installer. It should take you to a Microsoft website where you can download it and install it. It may take a few minutes because it is a rather large download, so depending on your internet connection, it will depend on how long it takes you to install that. Once that has been installed, you will need to go back to the folder where you originally downloaded the 7 Days to Die launcher. Mine is my downloads folder. I will double click on the 7 Days to Die launcher app, and we'll let it go up. And as you see, we're getting the same messages that we got before. We get the one about the security warning. Again, it's not uncommon for it to be an unknown publisher. Just go ahead and click install. You should be good. Now you'll see it starts to do its downloading and installation of the software that it needs to finish the installation. And this should be happening here momentarily. Let it come up. Once it has finished doing that, it should bring you to the application screen. It should go ahead and automatically start the application for you. And here we are. We are at the starting splash screen. Now before we go anywhere on this screen, before you do anything else, the first thing I recommend you do is that you point the destination folder to a folder on a hard drive with enough space to handle the different mods. Basically what the mod launcher does is it takes your 7 Days to Die launcher folder and it makes an exact duplicate of that folder and then installs the mod on top of it and runs from that folder. That way your original files are never impacted. You can go back and if you double click on the 7 Days to Die icon itself, you will run the vanilla game just the way it was installed and no problems whatsoever. In this case, I have created a folder over on my secondary drive, on my S drive over here, called 7 Days to Die, and that's what I'm going to select. So now you see it's changed my destination folder to my S drive and the 7 Days to Die folder. The next thing you'll want to do is choose the mod you want to install. Now, just for the purposes of this video and showing you what we're going to do, we're going to choose Valmar, and we're going to choose the Valmod overhaul. We're going to click on it. Now you'll see it moves us over here and it says copy from an existing copy. Well, it doesn't know where the existing copy is, so we're going to have to say download this, and we want it to be coming from our program files, Steam Apps Common 7 Days to Die. So it should be able to find it from this. You'll also notice that it's going to be installed to the S:7 Days to Die and then Valmod overhaul underneath that. That's all there is to it. Once you have these two things filled in, just click Install Game Copy. What it will do is it will install a copy of that game into the folder that you have requested it to go to. It may take a few minutes depending on how big the files are that it's going to be copying and how big the mod file that it has to download and install is as well. So we're going to wait a few moments and see if this finishes without me having to do a cut. In the meantime, just realize that the more mods that you install on the hard drive, the more space it's going to take up, because for each individual mod, the 7 Days to Die mod launcher creates its own folder and copies all of the game files over to that folder. So you will be getting multiple copies of your 7 Days to Die game on your hard drive. Now, if you want to delete those, just come back here to this screen and click on Delete Complete Mod, and it will delete it off of your hard drive. Okay, looks like it is completed with the installation. You'll notice that the screen has come back. Everything is visible and available to us at this point. As I stated before, if you ever want to delete a mod, just go back and click on the mod, click on Delete Complete Mod, and it will delete that mod from your hard drive. Be careful though, if you are not wanting to delete it, if you want to keep those saved games, do not complete the mod, or do not delete the complete mod. The next thing that I recommend is on bigger mods such as Valmod, Starvation mod, Ravenhurst mod, any of those, be sure and do a pre-sync mod prior to you actually running it. Just click this pre-sync mod button here and it will go to the internet. Make sure you've got the latest files for that mod. Any updates that may have been done, it will do and bring them back to you. In this case, it was relatively fast because, hey, it just did it. It just unzipped it. It was just there, so there really wasn't anything that it had to update. And really, that's all there is to it, guys. All you have to do at this point is click the button over here that says Play Mod, and it will start the game up for you, and you can enjoy the mod in all of its glory. Again, remember, you have to use the mod launcher if you want that mod to be played. If you double click on the 7 Days to Die button here, you're going to get the vanilla game because it's still there in its folder. It did not change, the mod launcher did not change any of the files there. It copied them to another folder, added the mods to it, and it's running it from that folder, which is why you must use the mod launcher to launch the particular mods. Now, when you first start it, you're going to be at this splash screen up here. And once you have installed a few mods, and it didn't do it right now, but once I get out and come back in, well, here, let me go ahead and do that and show you. All right, let's double click on the mod launcher. Come on. It will be up in a moment, folks. Here we go. Now you'll see that we have Valmod overhaul installed. So we don't actually have to go back to the Valmar and then the Valmod over that. From this main screen, we can just click on play and it will go ahead and play. Now we can click on go to and it will go to the Valmod overhaul screen here where we can do a pre-sync mod if we want to and then click play mod. But all of these are at your discretion. You can save all the games local to the mod. If you do save it local to the mod and then you delete the mod, then it will delete all of your save games. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, that is it for this. I hope you have a lot of fun using the 7 Days to Die mod launcher. I have used it extensively, and it is a wonderful tool. Now, this is only client-side. If you're running a server and you're trying to set up the server, obviously you're going to have to install them manually there. Some server companies will install some of the bigger mods for you automatically if you request them. Others will charge you for that. And others will require you to do all of that yourself. But again, this is a client-side mod. You can use it with any server that is using this particular mod to set it up and be able to connect to that. And you can use it locally for your games locally for different mods. Again, enjoy the 7 Days to Die mod launcher. Enjoy your 7 Days to Die experience. It is a wonderful game. Highly recommend it. And that's it for now. So long and fly safe.